Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Chloe here, and we're going to be checking out another episode of Camp Buddy. So last episode, we got introduced to another character, Amelia, who is Miss Fine Glass of Wine, as I am going to call her from now on, because she's like really pretty. She's really pretty. Yeah, she and Yoshi might have had a thing like a long time ago. She's the inspector who's meant to be making sure that everybody does their jobs, which as of right now, the main characters aren't doing their jobs, and the side characters and the background characters are doing all the work. What else did we expect? The background characters continue to carry the narrative. I'm kidding. But isn't that the case, though, with, like, so many things where it's like, oh my god, the background characters are more interesting than the main characters. But yeah, we might be in trouble. So Yoshinori is now supposed to kind of oversee most of the kind of construction work that's going on at camp, but he has to do this with her, which is probably going to drive a wedge between us and Aiden's relationship.
Thanks.
Thanks for helping me move in.
It's all right.
Don't mention it.
Sir Goro.
I hope it won't be a hassle for you to stay here with us. I don't mind having some extra company. Looks like you got demoted, huh, Aiden. Gramps? Careful with what you say, Aiden. Sir Goro's still in charge. You could get fired with one snap.
I know.
I'm just kidding around. Everyone hasn't cracked a smile since that meeting. Amelia said some upsetting things back there, huh? Criticisms were rather trifling, but we don't have much of a choice except to try and make do since Mr. Claremont placed her here. And Yuri didn't take it so well. I've never seen her lose her temper like that.
According to the stars,
I think we're all destined to connect better than thanks to the divination I did earlier while you guys were in that meeting. I interpreted my reading as new beginnings, and that's already true from the changes happening so far. I still have no clue what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
It means it's good luck. Whatever mumbo-jumbo Lloyd is saying, I agree. Let's look on that bright side, especially since we're all going to be way busier starting tomorrow. That's a good mindset to have, Aiden. Yeah, but the only time we have to casually chat with each other will be at night after work like this.
On that note.
With that being said, we should all try to get up earlier than usual. Let's not give our new inspector any reason to think we're not taking the sponsorship seriously. It's already bedtime already and Gramps is getting cranky. Aiden, you can take my bunk, sir. I'm sharing a bed with Gary.
Are you sure?
Are you sure that's all right with you two?
Fine.
It's fine. He won't take up much space. Hey! Not you two, dare.
Go ahead.
You guys go ahead. I'm going to take a shower since I was just about to start my day.
Night.
Good night, then. Night.
So?
You gonna tell me why you're spacing out again, Yoshi? Don't tell me Amelia got under your skin, too.
No.
She did give me something to think about earlier.
What's going on?
She didn't have a problem with you, did she? Quite the opposite, actually. She told me that she wanted to work with me to help me clear up my role in the project. You know, the same thing I've been thinking about for the past week.
Well...
Did you accept her offer?
No.
I didn't give her an answer just yet. If I'm being honest, you're probably the only person who can get along with her when it comes to work. I know, and I think she genuinely wants me to help out too, but that evaluation a while ago seemed really unnecessarily harsh. Tell me about it. She really put me in the spotlight back there and called me out in front of you guys. It needed to happen, baby. It needed to happen. If that meeting had lasted any longer, I bet she'd have really started digging into me.
I don't know.
With an inspector keeping an eye on us all the time, I'm worried it might just cause trouble for everyone. That's what got me thinking, Aiden. It seems like she was making a huge deal out of your department and using that as a way to take over. She's also expecting me to work with her at the same time.
Yoshi.
This is Amelia we're talking about, Yoshi. Everyone knows how she was in the past. That, and I think she just doesn't like me for some reason. It's just so different from how she acts around you.
Right.
I did notice that, and that's why I come in, Aiden. I figured that if we focus on the same departments, then we can guarantee that Amelia won't have anything to call us out for. We're gonna work together? No, I can't say no to that. Not gonna lie, I was about to ask you for help after that nightmare feedback I got, so I'm really glad you ended up asking me. I'm looking forward to it. I finally made up my mind about what my role in this project really is.
You sure?
What about Amelia, though? She's gonna be bummed if she finds out you're turning her offer down. I'm sure I can find a way to tell her as professionally as possible. What's more important to me right now is taking the opportunity to help you. Yoshi, you might have to start putting on more clothes, though. We can't have her inspecting your butt, too. Because that's your job, right? That's right. But in all seriousness, I'll try to act more pro, too. I'd really hate it if I dragged everyone down just because of my habits. Take it easy. I gotta take a drink of water. You ever get so tired and then you're just like, man, I should have coffee, but for me, water is the thing that like wakes me up more than coffee. I still do need coffee in the morning, but coffee doesn't keep me awake like past a certain time of day, you know what I mean? Like I never understood the people that like get really, really severely addicted to coffee, that they need it throughout the day, because at a certain point for me, like coffee just stops working, and what helps me really more is just water. That's some good stuff. Take it easy, Aiden. I'd really rather you be yourself. And like I said, I'll be staying by your side throughout this whole thing.
Oh.
Look at you. You're acting all positive again, just like when you were a scout. You're bringing it out for me. Really, thanks a lot, Yoshi. I feel better already. Of course. Now, come on. Let's get to sleep. We've got a busy day tomorrow. Sure thing. Good night, Yoshi.
Hey.
You're up, Yoshi. Oh my god, he sleeps in a robe? Damn. Does he sleep naked?
Good morning.
Why do all these men sleep with shirts on? Yo, aren't you sweating?
Good morning.
Oh my god. Everyone does get up earlier than me. Well, we all want to give that inspector a better impression today, like Gramps said last night. That and I made everyone some hot cocoa and coffee.
Jim.
Junior was up all night, as usual. Amelia sent me an angry email last night with tons of work, so I kind of wanted to get that over with. Hope it wasn't too difficult. Not really. It's day-based work. It's more on the tedious side.
Yikes.
Sounds complicated to me. Shouldn't you get some rest, buddy? We're already done for the day, actually. Now I can hang out with you guys before I go to bed. Come relax with us for a while before we finish our breakfast. We're way too early for today's schedule anyway. It looks like you're doing something fun, though. Are you guys playing cards? These aren't playing cards. They're tarot cards. I'm trying to foresee what Sir Goro has in store for his future. You can tell the future? Not just that. Tarot cards are used to gain insight into the past, present, or future by formulating a question, then drawing and interpreting the cards. It's up to the individual as to what they want to do with the knowledge seen on their path. That's interesting. So you were talking about that last night, too.
Actually.
Lloyd did mine a while ago, and it's mostly accurate. I don't usually believe in things like these, but this is some lighthearted entertainment. It's closely related to a sub-branch of astrology. I'm curious, what did Sir Goro's reading say, Lloyd? After I drew the sun, world, and fool, we determined that they all encompass his persona and general approach to life. Did you just call Aiden a fool?
No.
Don't misunderstand. These cards mean good things like free spirit, fulfillment, and harmony. The sun references happiness, warmth, and vitality, and when combined with the fool, emphasizes innocence and optimism. When further combined with the world, it may reflect a lack of power over events, but with patience, a new opportunity can be expected. Pains and struggles from the past are balanced out, with boundless growth and their strength. And so face your choices firmly to achieve your ideal happiness, or else it could lead to the ultimate regret. That sounds really ominous. Is Aiden going to be alright? I don't really take it too seriously, especially not from a leprechaun. You could have at least called me a wizard. Either way, that's a good mindset for the whole thing, Aiden. Lloyd kept foretelling the death one for me too, but I'm still alive. You never know. Maybe not for long. Yuri dear, what brings you? Amelia wants everyone in the campsite now. It's not call time for another 30 more minutes. What's going on?
I don't know.
She's already gathered the workers. You guys should just go and see for yourselves. Oh, yeah. No. Call time, like, in film, this is construction, but in film, call time, you can't call people to work earlier than their call time, or you have to pay them, like, extra. So, if it hasn't been, I think it's, like, I want to say you have to give people 12 hours between, like, the end of the night and the next day in film. So if you end at midnight, that means that you don't start until 12 the next day. So, yeah, not ideal to have people, like, go overtime or, like, leave or start early, because then that can screw up, like, all kinds of, like, billing and things like that. But I wonder if it's not the same for construction workers. Probably not.
Sheesh.
I'll be like, sheesh. Sunset on the beach. Make me wanna pull up on Miami with the heat. I'm sorry. Sounds like someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, huh? I wonder what Amelia did to get it on her nerves so early in the morning. Expect her to spaz out over how a bunch of guys slept together. I guess knowing her, it is odd. Either way, we shouldn't keep the inspector waiting. Come on, let's get ready and head over. All right.
Tisk.
Late, just like I expected. This meeting isn't even on the schedule.
Really?
Schedule or not, the management staff being the last ones to arrive is very telling. Whatever happened to this camp sofa about being prepared for anything?
Obviously.
I thought so. Well, we're here now. What do you want?
Let's get back to business.
Ladies, please, let's just get back to business. Of course, I've gathered you all here today to make a very important announcement regarding productivity for the next few months. After my inspection and meticulous review of everyone's progress so far, I have worked overnight to create a detailed timetable for the next few months. This new schedule includes every deadline for each aspect of the project. Do note that these due dates are generously calculated, so I'm expecting nothing less than for everyone to strictly follow the schedule. Here are the instructions for each department head. These folders contain each department's tasks, concerns, and a reminder of how everything should be done. Make sure to read and follow the details carefully.
Now then.
Everything you need to know is in there, so I don't want to hear any questions later.
Mr. Claremont
has invested a lot into this venture, so I think we can all agree to show him nothing but the best.
I'm sure you understand.
No hard feelings. It's just business after all. Take special note with yours. I've added extra details addressing my concerns from yesterday. Wow, I get a stack? I'm just as surprised, as I thought maintenance was fairly self-explanatory, but clearly you needed more guidance to do such a simple job.
See?
Girl, where do you get off? I'm sure if we all approach this with a positive attitude, we'll achieve our collective goal. That's all what we really want, isn't it? Now, for all the workers, grab a copy of the schedule here. Forgive me for interrupting, Miss Komarova, but I've noticed that the schedule is similar to our previous one, but now includes extensive work over the winter season. It's come to my attention the original timetable included a large unproductive break of several weeks. I think it would be a waste of time to stop, especially since we'll have already built up our momentum by then. If I may, the weather can get quite harsh during the winter around these parts. It could potentially be a hazardous environment for our workers, and there would be additional costs for the necessary equipment to work in such conditions. The original completed downtime has already been considered, and it shouldn't affect our targeted completion date. In fact, I've already consulted with Mr. Claremont, and he has given his approval for the break. It was in the email chain you requested access to. Did you get a chance to read it? Of course I have. It's my job to know all the details of the project, after all. I only adjusted the schedule based on the issues that were made apparent to me yesterday during the survey. It's common sense to ensure that there's plenty of time at the tail end of any project to allow for any setbacks, which was my reason for the extended work period. But if you want to do it your way, then so be it. Just be prepared for stricter deadlines and less room for error. Is that all? We're wasting that precious work time right now with this meeting. Maybe we can move forward and discuss the specifics of the schedule.
Rude.
I would have if I wasn't so rudely interrupted. Anyway, I'm left with no choice but to cede to the camp's president's decision, and will include this extensive break in our schedule. That means we need to get as much work done as possible before the season ends. Everyone should follow the instructions I've handed out today, but I will follow up with a revised schedule with the stricter deadlines as Mr. Nomoru requested. I'll be checking on all of your progress at the end of the day. You're all dismissed.
Yoshi.
Yes.
Come on.
Oh.
Okay. Lovely weather we're having today, aren't we? Can you believe we found ourselves again at the same place? If you had told me from almost 10 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it.
Honestly.
I do have to say, it's somewhat comforting that this place is the same as it used to be, but as unfortunate as it sounds. I always come to this spot so that no one could find me and I wouldn't have to deal with other people. Every day I spent here was miserable. Everyone hated me for just saying things as they were. Oh, she's one of those people that's like, I'm blunt, but really what she means is that she has no tact or social skills, so she just says whatever she wants, and then is just, like, really confused and upset, and, like, entitled when people are upset with her for saying things that don't need to be said. You know, like, someone will be like, well, how does this shirt look on me? And she'd be like, you're fucking disgusting. And it's just like, okay, that was a completely inappropriate response. Like,
Goodness gracious.
I'm not allowed to set the mood. When did you become such a buzzkill? I figured that since we're going to work so closely for the next couple of months, it would be nice to start fresh and catch up on a more personal level.
All.
You're going to need my help. Think of it as me returning the favor. I don't want to let an old friend down, after all. About that, Amelia, I thought it would be best if I concentrate my efforts on the construction and staff management department, since those do have the most room for improvement, as you said back in the meeting, and Aiden could really use some help with the oversight. Aiden? You mean the helper? So you're telling me your plan is to help wash dishes and unclog toilets to contribute to this project? My ears must be broken.
What?
Why?
Why in the world will you demote yourself to such grueling labor? You could be working in a position of leadership, and instead you choose manual labor? You must not be the same person I remember. Amelia, that's not. So be it, Yoshinori. Don't come crying to me when you're fully aware of how excruciatingly hectic the next few months are going to be. Oh, so she admits that leadership is cushy. Okay. Oh, he's back, you guys. Over here, is she? Looks like you guys are done with breakfast. Yeah, your food's gotten cold already. We were going to wait for you, but everyone's kind of in a hurry. I figured we should show up for work early now that we have an inspector. What did Amelia even drag you out here for? probably talk shit about all of us. No, it was nothing like that. She was asking if I plan to accept her offer about working with her for the rest of the project. For
Miss
what?
Amelia.
Miss Amelia seems to be partial towards Yoshi from observation. I think it's just some excuse to get Yoshi to do her job or something. Did you take her up on the offer? Actually, I've decided to focus on working with Aiden. How'd you take that? Let's just say she was really expecting I'd say yes to her offer. Sunshine on the beach. Maybe wanna pull up on Miami with a heat. She didn't seem to take it well when I spoke up at that meeting earlier.
Yeah.
That lady is not like us at all. Her tone was very
Thank
pointy.
goodness.
Thank goodness it's not just me. Why do you even let her take charge, Dad? You've been in charge of everything this whole time just fine. I didn't expect that she would be going this far, to be honest. I wasn't informed that our inspector would also be getting involved in management.
Right?
She didn't even do anything. All she did was make a crappy schedule and then agree to go back to the one that you made, Dad. Perhaps Mr. Claremont directly ordered her to make those changes.
No point.
I doubt it. Like you said back there, you already knew about the winter break. She's just trying to nitpick and micromanage like she did yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't understand why she labeled the construction department as delayed in red ink and all caps. As far as I know, we were just doing fine.
Yeah.
She said the same thing to me yesterday, too. It's why I was working
I'm
all
so
night.
over it.
It's only your first day here and she's already crossed into the line. Calm down, Yuri. I don't think we have to take everything she said so personally. We don't need to like her, but Mr. Claremont assigned her here for a reason, and we have to trust his judgment. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt for now. We know at the very least that we all have the same common goal. I don't know about you guys, but I have a really bad gut feeling about that Amelia. I understand your concerns, Yuri, but we have to work together for now and stay professional, especially since she was sent here directly by our sponsor. I'll try not to stoop down to her level, and I'm sure we can do our job. Come with me into the office and let's calm your nerves a bit with some tea. Okay, Dad.
I guess
Dara and I better get to work too. Don't want to get marked as delayed again, right? Bye. I guess we'll go to bed as well. With all these new deadlines, I might need to get some work done before bed. Things are really starting to change around here, huh, Yoshi?
You sure?
Yeah. You sure are really alright working with me? It must have been awkward having that talk with Amelia. Don't worry about it. Like I said yesterday, I'm really looking forward to working with you for the rest of the project. Are you worried about all the assignments you've been given? You know exactly what I'm thinking, huh? But yeah, I took a peek inside of those stacks of papers while you're gone, and she's added a bunch of maintenance tasks on top of my other work. She wants me to clean up after the construction workers at the site every day and write these super detailed reports that I don't even know how to do. It's just a lot of expectations for someone like me.
It's all right.
Don't doubt yourself, Aiden. We rely on you a lot more than you think.
Well,
that's kind of what I'm afraid of. I'm so used to doing simple chores, and I really have no idea how to do the management stuff. Don't worry, Aiden. I'll lead the way and you
got
follow.
your back.
I'll try my best then. I'm counting on you, Yoshi.
For the next few weeks, Aiden and I worked side by side on our tasks. I had been assigned to manage the construction team, while Aiden handled staff welfare and overall camp maintenance. With Amelia pushing a tight schedule, the construction moved forward at a very fast pace. Aiden and I didn't hesitate to get our hands dirty, and we both learned a bunch of new things about construction from Darius and Lloyd. Everyone worked extra hard to meet the deadlines, and we managed to accomplish every target Amelia set for us. Seeing the frameworks of the new cabins at the expansion site, we could already imagine how different the camp was going to look. While we were busy with our tasks, Jin spent many sleepless nights working on the technological goals of the project.
Oh my god, poor
He
Jin.
relaunched our website and included online enrollments and job applications. From what he explained, he also secured an internet connection and a security system for the camp. Meanwhile, Sergoro was swamped with legal work regarding the sponsorship as usual. Between that and processing all the new applications from the brand new website, there was more work than ever. Thankfully, because Aiden and I were handling the construction team, Yuri was able to focus on assisting Sergoro.
And that would be better suited for her, given that she kind of likes the management stuff and like papers and administrative work and things like that.
Together, they managed the project's documentation, and each
she was kind of like
Amelia
serving as
validated
liaison with the
department's
construction
progress.
crew, and I was confused because I was like, that doesn't really make sense because that's not her skill set. And like Amelia said, Amelia's like, you know nothing about what's going on here, and yeah, she doesn't.
On top of our other responsibilities, Aiden and I made sure that the camp was well maintained and that the staff was properly cared for. Almost all of our time was spent working, but I made sure to take advantage of our shared tasks and spend plenty of quality time with him. We received many critiques from Amelia's inspections, and she grew more and more frustrated. I could see Aiden beginning to rethink his role at the camp from all the criticisms, and all I could do was try to have his back and reassure him. As much as the work was physically exhausting, he kept smiling through everything, and it really encouraged me to keep doing my best. Seeing Aiden happy with my company made it all worth it. Before we knew it, a month and a half had gone by and the season was about to change again.
Oh my god, wait, am I at the end of the game already? What the hell? Bro, am I at the end of the game?
So...
That's the progress of the project so far, Mr. Claremont. I believe we reached all the targets on schedule.
Great.
It's great to hear. I'm glad to know everything's still on track.
Note.
If you need more details, you can find them in the report we
Excellent.
provided. Excellent. But before we conclude this meeting, I have other concerns I would like to discuss with everyone. What is it? Throughout the previous months, I received separate reports from our inspector. I know that we've achieved our preliminary goals, but based on Ms. Komarova's account, it seems that there are difficulties we encountered along the way. We weren't informed about this. This is a perfect moment to discuss these matters and ensure that we can move forward with the project positively. Ms. Komarova, if you may. Thank you for bringing this up, Mr. Claremont. I believe these matters are of utmost importance. As the standing representative for quality assurance, I wanted to discuss some specific departmental concerns that need to be corrected.
Yuri!
Mr. Choi.
Let's start with Mr. Choi. I found his reserved sleep schedule to be very unprofessional. He sleeps the whole day starting from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m., which are the peak productivity hours. There was no way for me to reach him in person to oversee his work.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Honestly.
If I may, I too was honestly concerned about this in the beginning, but despite Jin's schedule being different from us, he had no problems communicating with the rest of the team. More importantly, he completed all of his deadlines with time to spare. I would know because I watched over the progress of his department. Even so, it would have been optimal if he were accessible in the same time frame as everyone else, not to mention his potential health concern.
Don't worry.
I'll promise to change my habits from
Anyway.
now on. Moving to the construction department, I noticed inconsistencies with the time cards of Mr. Sirius and Mr. Najjar. From my observations, it was mostly due to unnecessarily extensive morning routines that were taken.
What?
What does that have to do with
Karen.
anything? She's nitpicking at this
Seriously?
point. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Some of us have different schedules and routines, but we all adjust to each other and finish the work according to deadlines. We don't snoop around and call you out for your
Miss
personal
Nomaru.
schedules. Miss Nomaru's attitude problem. She's very hostile towards me, as you
What?
can see. Attitude
Calm
problem.
down.
Mr. Flynn.
I have a strange issue with Mr. Flynn. According to my investigations, he was still exhibiting indecent behavior on camp. Even though I pointed out at the beginning, it seems that he refused to listen to initial warnings, and there were instances of such delays. This wasn't included in your reports. Please elaborate.
Claremont.
It's nothing serious, Mr. Claremont. She's talking about the times where we needed to wear less clothing to cool off from the work. You know how men are.
Preposterous.
With the weather getting colder, surely a habit like that is unnecessary. I just thought it was important to point it out. Although I had to give props where they're due. If it weren't for Mr. Nagira being in charge of overseeing Mr. Flynn's department, things could have
Do
been
you
worse. Not to mention, if one of the staff is just handling just the maintenance, wouldn't it make more sense that the Scoutmaster title for Mr. Flynn to be revoked and changed back to a helper?
What?
What are you talking about? This camp wouldn't even function without Aiden. You don't have any right to question his role considering how much he does for Camp Buddy, especially these last
As a
few
matter of
months.
fact-
Aiden had to wake up the earliest to prepare meals and other essential needs for more than 30 people, including yourself. He also took care of the sanitation of facilities and occasional repairs on top of that, which he always handled
Meanwhile-
without fail. Now imagine that during his summer term with all the scouts too, and he still manages to participate in physical wellness activities at the same time.
Please.
I request that you be more empathetic to everyone here as your coworkers. I'm only telling things as they are. I can't let an opportunity to point out legitimate flaws
Well?
pass. I just think that everything you brought up so far hasn't been relevant to the project, but are rather personal issues that you have with us. You can't expect me to stand by and not defend everyone, especially if you're being
Come
unreasonable.
on.
If you're unprofessional that you say you are, then surely you can tell the difference between what you said and what matters.
Of course.
My only
Enough.
intent was, I've heard enough. I think we all agree that each department has had its own communication issues that can be improved
However-
upon. However, Ms. Komarova, it's apparent to me that you've been failing to empathize with your coworkers, and it's led to a high level of tension within the project. May I remind you that as the inspector and as a representative of Claremont Inc., that while your job is to critique and point out flaws, you should do so in a supportive
Ms.
manner.
Komarova.
As you've noted many times, the deadline is tight, and motivation is a key factor to ensuring completion. I'm disappointed to be explaining all this, as I thought a former alumnus would have understood these aspects better.
Hold on.
That won't be
You
necessary.
already explained plenty. Frankly, I'm even considering that it may be in everyone's best interest to reassign your position.
Sir, Amelia.
Outside of these issues, Amelia has done her job to the best of the abilities. If you would allow us to fix the communication problems brought up, I'm sure we can still work
Very
this
well.
out. Very well. I'm glad that you're willing to resolve this amongst
Anyway.
yourselves. Regardless, knowing that everything is on track, it's clear to me that you have all done an excellent job with the
Moving
project so
forward.
far. I'm sure everyone is well aware that we'll be pausing this coming winter season. We're going to wait for the weather to pass to avoid any dangerous conditions that can harm the workers. Originally, we planned to jump straight into administrative tasks and other integrations that could be done indoors. But after reviewing the project's progress of the last 2 months, I decided that it's in everyone's best interest to take a few days off and let loose with a well-deserved break. With that being said, I took it upon myself to arrange a little getaway for the entire team.
Great work.
Oh, so this is going to last from, so it's fall, winter, spring then? I've been so impressed with how hard you've all worked, so I thought it would be fitting to set up a celebratory trip. I booked an exclusive hotel for everyone to stay at this weekend.
Sure?
Your sponsorship has already done so much for us. I'm not sure if we should accept. Well, I believe it's important to unwind, especially after several months of hard work. Besides, I think it would be a great opportunity to team build and improve personal relationships, don't you think? Please use this trip as a chance to get to know each other so that you can properly empathize with each other once work resumes.
Yes, of course.
If that's the case, we'll do our best to meet your expectations. Thank you so much for your generosity. With that being said, I can schedule a shuttle to pick everyone up as early as tomorrow from Camp Buddy. You have the entire night to prepare and pack up for your wonderful vacation.
Thank you.
Damn, this man is nice. I think that Goro should end up with Mr. Claremont. I'm just saying, you end up with a selfish wife, you get a doting husband. Trade out the selfish wife for the doting husband. Just saying. Oh.
Amelia, wait.
Can we please talk?
What's your problem? You've been acting this way for months now.
Seriously? After everyone tore into me back there, you still have the nerve to attack me like this?
Oh my god.
I'm just trying to understand you.
Understand me? I tried to get back in touch with you from the start, and you never once reciprocated. Here I was, trying my hardest to help you in this stupid camp, but you didn't think twice about humiliating me in front of everyone.
She has a point. She was trying to be nice in the very, very beginning, and he just kind of was really closed off to her. And it's hard because I don't think that she should have taken that so personally, but I get feeling like a total outsider when you're kind of trying your best, but if you try your best and people are just closed off to you, then it's really easy to get frustrated and, yeah, not have empathy for other people. Because they didn't exactly exhibit empathy for you.
That's not true, Amelia. I was only trying to reason with you. We both know how hard everyone worked to reach our goals, but you still pointed out so many unnecessary things. Can't you just admit that you're making a problem when there isn't one?
I'm just doing my job. It's not my fault that none of you can accept how wrong you all are.
Jin's thing is actually a legitimate concern, I would say. Because if she wanted to check in with him, or if she had, like, something else that she needed to add, or she just wanted to do, like, a progress report, the fact that he's asleep when she would be able to do that, or she would have to get up really early to, like, meet with him. She would have to be the flexible one, which, given that she has to oversee everything, I don't know. Yeah, it's not exactly, like, the most practical or, like, best thing that you can do.
You can't expect me to just stand there while you berate everyone, especially Aiden. Don't think I haven't noticed how much you've been belittling him since you first got here.
Yeah, but the Aiden thing is definitely bad.
He's taken it all in stride and even been nice to you the entire time, but you still won't let up.
Aiden? Again? All you ever talk about is him. You know what? I'm done with you, Yoshinori. And I thought you were my friend. You've changed.
What? Why is this girl so... Okay. I guess the stress and tension of dealing with Amelia finally exploded out of me. I do feel bad that I said her as much as I did, but I couldn't keep doing nothing. It's a good thing Mr. Claremont was so generous as to offer a trip bond together. Maybe we can solve our issues there. After all those months of hard work, I think everyone could use a break. Eventually, we drove back to Camp Buddy and began to pack for the trip. It's so cute.
Yikes.
She really said all that?
Yeah.
I think I may have upset her even more when we were with Mr. Claremont.
I don't know.
Maybe you hang out with me and started to cause a problem. Don't you think it'd be easier for you to let me handle my work on my own? No. After working with you these past few months, I got to see how much stuff you have on your plate. It's really not something one person can do, so please let me help you.
Don't worry.
Don't sweat it, Aiden. These suitcases are so heavy. I told you to let me carry them for you.
Thank you.
Thanks for carrying me mine, though, Sir Goro.
Whoa.
No problem. You guys are already packed?
Oh, yeah!
You guys don't even know how excited I am for this trip. It's been so long since I went on a vacation. Last time was at a beach. Well, actually, we went to a beach, too, with the Scouts not so long ago. That was like a work trip. This time we won't have any responsibilities, and that's basically never happened before. That's exactly why I agreed to Mr. Claremont offer. We couldn't pass up a chance to bond like this.
Actually...
The only outdoor vacation I've ever been on was at this camp. We were booked at the hotel, though, so I'm sure it'll be like a staycation at least. You'll be comfortable with that, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Don't worry.
I'm in the same boat as you. I've never been on a trip like this before. We'll both be like headless chickens.
Oh,
Let me help you with that suitcase, Yuri.
Whoa!
What's up with all the luggage, Yuri?
Actually-
It's for me and Dad. I always pack around during trips like this or forget something. It's not that I forget things. It's more that I only bring what I need.
yeah?
Remember when we went to the beach last summer and you kept asking me for your razor? You were so cranky that you didn't to shave that morning, especially before you got your coffee. You really have to share that with everyone, Yuri. And besides, we don't need to pack as many essential things. Usually hotels provide them,
You
don't
know what
they?
they say.
Better to be safe
I
than
wonder.
sorry. Makes me wonder what kind of hotel it is. Mr. Claremont didn't really give us any details. What are we supposed to pack
Well-
even? I'd make sure and pack some cold weather clothes. It's getting a lot chillier lately and winter's coming really soon. I just hope there's a Wi-Fi connection there. That's all I need to survive. Where's your sense of camaraderie, Jen? There's no better connection than the connection through real-life experiences with your friends. Am I right?
Hey!
Cringe. Hey, I'm being serious.
Oh!
Of course, Mr. Serious.
Hey!
Hey!
Don't worry.
I guess I'm just not used to having friends to hang out with, but I promise I'll try not to spend the whole time on my phone or computer. Glad I don't have to hear Amelia bosses around for at least a couple days. You guys have no idea how much her voice has been irritating you for the last few months. Trust us, dear. We know. But can you at least try to get along with her like Mr.
You
Claremont
see?
asked? It's not even about getting along. She's just a flat-out bitch.
take it easy.
Now calm down, Yuri. Like Mr. Claremont said, this trip might be a good chance for us all to unwind after the stress from work. I'm just relieved you said something back there, Yoshi.
Oh, yeah.
That was so satisfying. In my head, so I was like, yes, get her, Yoshi. Miss Amelia is so scary. I thought she'd be less aggressive calling us out in front of Mr. Claremont, but she didn't even think twice. She's so business-minded, she can't care less about her feelings. I bet there's the ugly side of Capricorn talking, but that explosive attitude sounds like something an Aries would do. They can be control freaks, too. She's neither. She's just
Honestly.
mean. I was honestly about to say something, but I'm glad Yoshinori stepped in before I did. If I had, I would have been so much more blunt with her.
Actually.
I was actually thinking about it on our way home. As embarrassing as it was to argue with Amelia in front of Mr. Claremont, I had to do it because... she was so disrespectful, especially to
I
Aiden.
know, right?
I didn't mind when she was talking shit about me, but why did she have to pick on Aiden for some reason?
worry.
Guys, I
I'm
swear
so
I'm fine.
over it.
I'm already at my wit's end with that girl. I don't think we'll ever be friends outside of work. We don't have to be friends with Amelia, but we don't have to antagonize her either. We just have to learn not to take her remarks personally and
I
focus on our
swear.
jobs. If she crosses the line like that again, I'm not going to hold myself back anymore. All this negative energy is exactly why we need to go on a vacation detox.
Exactly.
Vacay. Exactly. This is our chance to spend time with each other and loosen up. I like where this is going. Not again with the loose jokes, Aiden. Let's just pack. Did you just say... what?
Really?
Now you guys are just stretching it. Anyways, we've been recording for a while, so we're going to bring this episode to a close, but I hope you guys all enjoy it and you're so excited to see the vacation episode. I am super excited. I would love to see a winter vacation episode. I don't like the snow at all, but I like other people enjoying and experiencing the snow in the comfort of my warm home. So... if you like this video, please leave a like. It really does help the channel out. Also consider subscribing, and when you subscribe, share the notifications bell so you get updates on when I upload future episodes. Without further ado, thank you all so much for watching. Bye! I'd like to give a very special shout out and thanks to the following patrons: Deep Dive Dylan, D. Roberts, Brian White, Caleb Putnam, Robin Harper, Bob Conway, Cody Webb, and Maticus Sama. Thank you all so much.